pardon me for that. We'll take a look of residents trapped in forests die of hunger and sickness. More than 12 residents of Okwama Ewo community in Ugeli South local government area of Delta State trapped in the forest since last month in the aftermath of starvation, ill health and snake bites. And still taking a look at the Vanguard newspaper, it says why power sector crisis won't end soon by electricity workers. Why power sector crisis won't end soon. One wants self-determination, not restructuring. This over environmental degradation in host communities. Reps summon oil coins over insecurity with Nation Minister suspends Dana Air's operation. Stakeholders kick as Aviation Minister suspends Dana Air's operations. Insecurity, why community policing is best option. Ex-NBA press option. Nation of can move governor out for sanction. Victor Eboyi Goisi hands over forfeited properties to cover page that reads Varsity Naira. Varsity workers pegged 1,000 Naira. A cross-section of workers in Nigerian universities under the aegis of the National Association of Academic Technologies on Wednesday pegged a minimum wage at 350,000 Abuja, Lagos and others. Also on the Daily Trust newspaper, we see that AKT outfit to protect farmlands infrastructure. Hardship, Sanwo-Olu flags off food intervention program, targets 500,000 households. On Daily Trust newspaper, we see that mother's son, one, electrocuted in Ogun State. We'll also move on to the next paper, which is Leadership newspaper with the cover page that reads Sale of Discos, Experts Sale of Discos, Experts label want debt reading firms unbundled. We'll also see on Leadership newspaper, domestic investors stake 1.335 trillion naira in equities in Q1. Domestic investors stake 1. FIRS calls for capacity building that disquiet as Ondo governorship primary today. PDP says why we can't review Rivers caretaker committee list. Why we cannot review Rivers caretaker committee list, says PDP. Ondo, despite protests, Ayedatwa unveils campaign office, urges unity. Despite protests, Ayedatwa unveils campaign office, urges plots to demarcate. And now on this day newspaper, the cover page reads, President Tinubu, we need more functional justice system to protect rights and justice. We owe President for our achievement, says Ariwola. We owe President for our achievement, says Ariwola. See that Sanwo-Olu says we have offered free food to 500,000 households in Lagos under Eco Cares. We have under $100 billion spent to promote a newspaper, and it also says here that in-class citizens as citizens. Aviation stakeholders call for collaboration to improve intra-regional connectivity trade in Africa. Aviation stakeholders call for collaboration to improve intra-regional connectivity sellable to global communities. Community says divided requires Nigeria divided requires students loan not automatic for all. Students loan says a positive HPV test does not indicate illness or cancer. Positive HPV test does not manager by soldiers in Abscess update on Nigerian Tribune Awards 2024. Knowing the status of your ticket as a passenger, knowing the status of 23 bursary payment to 30,116 students in 195 institutions. 30,100. La Sudan cautions Vice Chancellors to be prudent with resources. La Sudan cautions Vice Chancellors to be prudent. Day 25th newspaper for today. It said consumer credit with 100 billion. Consumer credits with seek nod to raise tariff. EFCC returns six vital documents from contesting tax. And still on the Nation newspaper, it says here that Abbas applauds President Tinubu for takeoff. Abbas applauds President. Nation newspaper, it says President Tinubu, Nigeria's rapidly growing economy needs functional judiciary. Nigeria's rapidly growing economy needs functional judiciary. Rivers crisis. DSTV raises subscription rate. The federal government addressed an university workers' demand. Olugbo congratulates Julius Berger. Get federal government set up. President Tinubu renews commitment to empowering girls, women, and youth. President Tinubu renews commitment to empowering girls. Stop Like gives rise to Muslims in Ondo. Dangote gives rise to Muslims in Ondo. Very short break. When we are back here, analysts. In the meantime, do stay tuned. 797-0903-2229-797 or 0818-2222-205. 0818-2222-205. Do stay tuned for this morning. Yes, many thanks for staying tuned. Welcome back to the newspaper review right here on Citizen 93.7 FM. Like I said earlier, at the very moment, who is also the Chief Operating Officer of the station, by calling 3222975 0818-2222-205. And this morning, we'll kickstart the review with the story on Vanguard newspaper with the headline that reads, Akintoye to Afenifere, Yoruba Nation wants self-determination, not restructuring. A leader of the Ilana Omo-Oodua, Professor Banji Akintoye, has disagreed with leaders of the PAN wants self-determination, not restructuring. He said this when he was featured on Arise TV's The Morning Show, and the professor of history, who repeatedly said the goal to achieve his Yoruba Nation dreams will surely come to pass, argued that if restructuring is implemented, the same Fulani herders who have allegedly killed more than 29,000 Yoruba will remain in Nigeria and continue their Mr. Salami, sir, what do you think of this particular?
I thank all our team super citizen listeners for keeping faith. Let me apologize for not being around for quite some time. It is part of the existential problem, and I really apologize to our citizen listeners. I want to, because of you, and we will end service. Once again, I really appreciate regards what Professor Banji Akintoye, quote and unquote, of the Yorubas, been calling for. I'd like to ask Professor Akintoye, at what point in time tell other Nigerians that the Yorubas want self-determination? Please, at what point in time did they meet? 2, when did they pick you as their spokesperson? And 3, why is it that consistently Professor Banji Akintoye has been talking about self-determination and no other thing? Are you saying that rapprochement? Or what exactly is the motive? Professor Akintoye has spoken about Fulani killing the Yorubas. Don't misplay tribe as the particular tribe terrorizing the Yorubas. It's unacceptable. Please don't let us attract to ourselves unnecessary enemies. Yes, there could be 1 or 2 or pockets of such. That is not enough to now label a whole tribe that they were the ones terrorizing the Yorubas. Let us be circumspect. Or let me now begin to say it now as it is. No doubt regions and say that we want to secede, and they did not appoint anybody. And I will plead with Professor Banji Akintoye to be circumspect. Let's be more circumspect. There are problems, no doubt about that. I've said it once, and I'm repeating of that project called Nigeria. We did not tell anybody so. I'm a Yoruba man, and we did not appoint Professor Akintoye to speak on our behalf on this issue. If and when such thing becomes fanciful, Yorubas knows what to do. And I must tell you that the Yorubas know what will happen to anybody. Disregard Professor Akintoye, though it's his opinion.
All right, just duly stated by Mr. Salami. Thank you very much for that one. And then we'll take a look at another news story on the Nation newspaper that reads, President Tinubu for an empowerment of girls, women and youth. And then he spoke at the unveiling of the United Nations Fund for Population Activities, State of Facing this Vulnerable Demographic. The UNFPA flagship State of the World Population Report, with the theme Interwoven Lives, Threads of Hope, Ended Inequalities in Sexual and Reproductive Health and Rights, followed the global launch in Geneva on April 17th. Ms. Salami, what do you think of the story?
Fantastic. The vulnerable demography, as it was described, and saying that girls, women, support of the need or the use, knowing fully well let's come to Nigeria here. When you look, what is the percentage of women vis-a-vis men? In fact, there is this dirty joke going around sometimes that there are more women with men. Well, that is what it is. I don't think there is any factual evidence for that. But even be it as it may, I am very serious about it. That there is the need for the federal government to pay special attention to issues concerning women, girls, and youth. Why? Train a girl. You have trained a nation. Train a woman. You have improved a nation. And knowing fully well that the percentage of women voters is very, very critical. And in holding elective offices, women should take special interest in politics. Why? Whatever will concern your life must be of paramount interest to you. If anyone is going to take decision that will affect your life, you should be part and parcel of the decision making. The women leader, Dr. Mrs. Mary Anili, the National Women Leader, APC, was here yesterday. He spoke to power. He spoke glowingly. He spoke convincingly, and being a cerebral woman, well and robustly educated, is told Nigerians, especially women, on why they should be up and doing and why they should be fully involved in the democratic process going on in this country. She spoke of our Citizen FM. We were thinking of partnering with the office of the First Lady on the girl child issue. Till this, it needs no saying that education is the key to development, no matter what, whether national, whether local, or whatever. Education is the sine qua non. It is very important that government at all levels should prioritize the education of the girl child. Why? Future of any nation. Let's renew the hope and let us train the girl child so that the girl child will later in life become the dream child. Turning the girl child to dream child should be the plan, the objective of every right-thinking government.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Salami. Talking about the right thing to do and also renewing hope, President Tinubu also said that we need more functional justice system to protect rights of women on justice, and Akpabio wants abuse of export order curbed. And then Arewala says we owe President for our achievement. Apparently, President Bola Tinubu that would ensure a functional justice system that would, support a rapidly growing economy, guarantee basic human, and then this advice was given in Abuja. What's your 2 cents on this, Mr. Salami?
Honestly, I do not think that we will be able to do justice to this topic within this very short period. But as it were, let me quickly, in contemporary or justice according to the law, be it not necessarily because we are Nigerians, but because the human existence is the cornerstone, is the pillar of any human society, of any human existence for that matter. There is a need for justice into the law. I agree. Justice so-called as absolute justice, but justice according to the law. That is the more reason why our judiciary should be functional and should be just. There should be justice. The man in the street must have confidence, must and should have confidence in the judiciary. How can that happen? When that justice has been done. As it is today, very few Nigerians can thump up or say that the judiciary, as they always tell us, is the hope of the common man. Sheung, is it the hope of the common man?
Is it the hope of the common man now? Well, we will leave that for the common man to say, to give airline. But before that one, we should also take a look at the story that says that stakeholders kick as aviation minister suspends Dana Air's air at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority to suspend the airline until comprehensive audits on its fleet were conducted. It was also stated that the audits must include safety protocols, maintenance procedures, and financial health. Said the decision to same vein. On the other side, anyways, Ebonyi government plans to float airlines. So if you can, Mr. Salami, can you review both at the same?
Safety is the cornerstone of everything. I always tell whoever cares to listen that a dead man does not need anything. It's convenient. That is why we should rather applaud and thank Festus Keyamo. People don't know that safety of life is the most important. It keep you alive. Why? If you are looking for me, so always prioritize being alive. That is important. So, if the minister in his wisdom thinks that Dana Airline is not doing it right, he crash? No, he should speak out. He should do the needful. That's why he is here. He's an air ticket and entered safely. That is, we should be Dana Airline. He has more information than we do, and is expected to protect our interest, and I want to believe that that is what he's doing. I said he's making money, and there's nothing bad in that, but what we are saying is this: you cannot make money, there's no parking space. It will land. And if the honorable minister thinks that a particular airline is not doing it right, that particular airline should be suspended. Not only suspended, the license should be revoked. I'm in support. And I want to believe that Citizen FM will be in support of anything that will guarantee the safety of Nigerians. We will not once again, on behalf of Citizen FM, of the aviation flies safely. Those who are in charge do their job. It is important. The senseless and unnecessary carnage on our roads is condemnable. The road safety, the Federal Road Safety, FRSC, they are doing their job. Then let them step up. Honestly, whoever is not doing it right should not only be suspended, but be barred. Again, we thank Festus Keyamo for doing a good job. Aviation sector is such a critical sector that should be public or the flyers as it were.
All right, Mr. Sarami, thank you very much. And now, it's not going to be fair if we round off the newspaper review without having touched on this particular story. It's on the Vanguard newspaper, and the headline reads, Lead British School, Victim Bola sues bullies, gives ultimatum for sanction. Then CSOs say bullying, long-standing issue that must be tackled head-on. It says here that meted out to her in the school. And this came on a day some anti-corruption groups and civil society organizations who, in their condemnation of the incident, described bullying in schools as a long-standing issue that must be tackled by government and stakeholders. Bola had asked the school authorities to immediately investigate and pronounce the stiffest possible sanctions in the students' rule book on Miss Miriam Hassan, Miss Falia, and 9 other students. In a viral video posted on the internet on April 22nd, 2024, Bola was seen being bullied by a group of students in the school. Considered bullies. Within 48 hours of receipt of the letter, she would seek immediate and severe legal redress against it. Mr. Salami, what do you think? What would you say to this story?
Well, it is one of it has clearly shown how we live our lives nowadays. It has shown the decadence, the level of decadence in the society. It has, to a large extent, portrayed us the way we seem to appear now. Bullies, at that tender age, at that level of their development, might to them is right. If in school our children are afraid of who the next wants to be circumspect, you see, students giving their background on others, as it were, that they should respect other people's view, for that there is freedom of information in our constitution. There is the freedom of holding opinions, and that you can express yourself to tolerate one another. These are the rudiments of a good and organized society. It is in the process of socialization, passing the baton from one generation to the other, that students should learn to protect, and they should learn to respect the view, no matter how unacceptable it is to you. Others too have the right to hold their own views and to bully them. The next thing is to counter their own reasonings, superiority. Let ideas clash. Let more flowers blossom. Let the youth know that might is right is no more the vogue. You are strong does not mean you have physique. That is not how to show wisdom. And I don't think they are sent to school to bully.
Definitely.
Whoever is involved should be punished. And they should be punished severely. Let it serve as a deterrent to others. I know that they are children of the big ones, but leash these bullies, so to speak, on our society.
All right, Mr. Salami, thank you very much. You've definitely trusted that very well, because it's important to address the case of bullying, and also to note that bullying is not something that should be face bullying anywhere, or you are a bully. It's about time for you to change. It's important that you also report any case of bullying within your area, around you, to the respected means. And this is the point where we bring today's review to a close. Many thanks to Ms. Salami, and also to the Super Citizen listeners. Thank you for tuning in and for being a part of this every day with us. Thank you once again, and also catch us here same time, 7 a.m. tomorrow. We'll be here to review the papers with you and also with our analysts. In the meantime, stay tuned to Have a Great Day.